It's Sunday, and you know what that means. It is time for our next Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, Yay or Nay series, and today we're looking at the character known as Casey Jones from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. I think there's some good potential here, but the question for the series is yay, you want to see him playable, or nay, you don't want to see him playable. So play along down in the comments by giving one of those responses. And then we'll tally up the votes afterwards. But before we get to tally up votes and stats and everything, let's jump into some ideas for a possible moveset for Casey Jones. Move number one, we're going to title Slapshot. Very, very simple, very trademark Casey Jones here. So for his neutral special, Casey will end up wielding a hockey puck. Well, more so he's going to be wielding a hockey stick that fires out hockey pucks, I should say. So the hockey puck, Slapshot, it's a projectile sort of move. He winds the stick up and then he brings it forward, making contact with a puck that sends it flying. So it's basically a little projectile that goes shooting across the screen. The projectile itself will have pretty good speed. It will cover a really good distance across a stage. And the damage will actually be pretty decent. I mean, it's not going to be doing like 10 damage per shot, but you know, firing off hockey pucks, you know, if you got hit by one, it would hurt. It would definitely hurt. So yeah, overall the attack would be pretty good. Again, projectile, you can, like I said, the range would be pretty good on it, so you can use it to maybe snipe an opponent off stage that they're trying to recover to get back on, or you could try to just fire off a barrage of hockey pucks at your opponent and try to have them avoid any incoming projectiles, so that could kind of mess with them. But overall, I think it's a very fitting, very solid attack for Casey Jones, you know, if he were to ever be playable. Number two, I believe it's pronounced Goongala. And if it's not, well, my apologies. But here's how the attack works. Casey Jones delivers a punch. No, well, there's more to it. There's more to it. The little twist here is that Casey Jones, once he's punching with his glove, there's a little taser that's actually attached to the glove. So the taser effect, if you will, for this attack will have a stun effect on the opponent, which, you know, could make for some pretty interesting follow-ups. Maybe there's like a little cooldown on it, so it's not like every time you connect, it stuns. Maybe, you know, you'll have like a little indicator on Casey, so you'll know if it's recharged or not. But basically think of it is a forward punch, so this could be a grounded strong forward or a grounded strong attack, whatever it might be. Maybe you could even use it in the air, if you will, kind of like a lunging sideways punch. But either way, if it connects and the charge is ready, it will then stun the opponent, which allows you to then follow up with something else. So if your opponent's, say, sitting at like 60% range, they might not quite be there. They might not quite be ready to be KO'd. But, you know, two more big attacks. So you fire off this one that stuns the opponent, and then you fire off another strong attack. Well, you should be able to finish off the stock. So I think this could be a pretty fun attack, and it, again, fits Casey pretty well here. Move number three, we're going to go with the headbutt. It's going to be a very simple idea. So Casey Jones, if you think about it, right, he's much more of a scrappy brawler kind of fighter, if you will. So let's get like a good old-fashioned headbutt in his moveset. Again, it's going to be simple, straightforward attack. Possibly, you know, this could also be like a strong grounded side attack, or maybe this could just be a strong neutral attack. Not neutral special, but neutral attack just on the ground, and boom, delivers a little headbutt. Or I guess in this case, kind of a big headbutt, you know, pretty decent damage. This could be another KO possible move, or one that you might lean into to get those KOs a little bit more than your other attacks. So by the animation itself, I guess, it could kind of be like a little bit of a startup lag to it. So kind of like he rears his head backwards and then he brings it forward. So maybe a tiny bit of startup lag on it, but if you time it right and you hit your opponents, this is going to be doing some pretty big damage, and should be an all-around pretty solid attack. Now let's talk about some alternate costume ideas. I got 3 different ideas for Casey Jones here. If you have your own ideas, feel free to always drop those in the comments, see if anybody else likes your ideas. But first idea, I don't think this had an official name, so I'm just going to call it Infiltrator Casey. Now there's an episode where Casey is asked by the turtles to like infiltrate some building that may have to do with Shredder or something. He just dresses up in his hockey mask, but he puts on like a nice little business suit. So I just thought that would be kind of fun, called Infiltrator Jones, if you will, Infiltrator Casey, whatever you want to. But I thought this would be a pretty fun idea, and I don't know, I think a lot of people would enjoy that. Another idea, let's go with this one, the TMNT Legends design. Yeah, this one might, some people I've heard say this looks a little bit derpy, if you will, but you know, again, alternate costume ideas. Not everyone's gonna hit the mark. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I'm not here to judge that, just kind of throwing out some ideas like this video is intended to do. So there's that. But one final idea, we'll call this one the Legends movie design. You know, the one with what's the actors, Stephen Amell, right? Isn't that who it was? You know, this look, we could go with that. A little bit different. Still, I think is recognizable, so I think people would enjoy that, but maybe they wouldn't. Anyway, ideas are ideas, and that's what I have for that. So with alternate costumes out of the way, we're going to move on to my stage idea for Casey Jones. Again, TMNT, many locations, so I kind of went with something that I thought might be fitting for Casey Jones. I just went with like the alleyways. We already have a stage called the rooftop, right? But what about like below that? I know it might seem very kind of like similar in style, perhaps, but you know, just picture like a dark alleyway, not a ton of lighting, just kind of a dark, kind of creepy atmosphere. You can imagine like Casey Jones just kind of popping out of the dark, right? Kind of walking slowly towards you with that evil hockey mask on. So I don't know, just kind of what I came up with. Maybe it fits, maybe it doesn't, but I liked it, so I included it. Now for the stats that we've been waiting for. We've only gotten 4 total characters that have stats, so you can see them on screen, and they do go in order by highest percentage to lowest percentage. So in first place still, Queen Vexus. Her updated stats now read as 60 total votes, 51 yeses, and 9 no's, which brings her to an 84.90 percentage of a yes to no ratio. Her percentage points actually went up by 1/10 of a percentage, so hey, positive movement is positive movement, no matter how small it might be. So good on Vexus. Odie is still in second place. He did drop, however, but he's at 68 total votes now, which is kind of cool. But percentage-wise, yes to no ratio dropped down to 77.94%. The newer comments were kind of saying, nah, not really feeling Odie. That's kind of the overall gist of everything. So Odie ended up dropping 3.72%. Big drop, but he's still in second place. I mean, we only have 4 characters so far, but, you know, 77.9%. It ain't terrible. It ain't terrible. Then we got Arnold in third place, 76 total votes, 53 yeses, 23 no's. Arnold is now up to 69.73%, which is a rise over last week's percentages where he had where he rose 0.29%. And then the newest character from last week from the series, Lenny Loud, her percentage points actually brings her into last place currently. As you can see, she's got 70 total votes, 46 yeses, 24 no's, which gives her a 65.71% yes to no ratio. I think the best way I can put this is there's fans of the Loud House and there's definitely not fans of the Loud House. So that's how I can wrap that up. But there's your updated stats. That's it for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. And I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.